What is going on, everybody?
What was that?
That's one of my new intros. One of my very many styles of intro. When we left off. I don't think anyone was expecting that one.
I wasn't.
Exactly. When we left off, we were getting down in the nitty gritty of this mystery of 18 years ago, getting our logic together.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes down to why Von Karma's still investigating. Ooh, excuse me. That
you okay?
A little bit of gas
Chick-fil-A?
came up. Yeah, Chick-fil-A decided to come and attack me. But we're putting these last two pieces of logic together. That why was the body removed and there's no autopsy report? So, the stuff here still has not arrived. Blood vanished from the scene because the body was removed. Let's put these together and piece this puzzle together once and for all. It's possible that the body was removed from the crime scene and the autopsy report still has not arrived. Although we have a murder weapon and a suspect, we don't know much about the body. I've been investigating under the assumption that the body had been discovered. Perhaps the assumption was wrong from the very beginning. Why didn't Von Karma give Detective Bad the autopsy report? To understand that, yes, I must turn my logic around. My thinking shouldn't be why is Von Karma hiding information about the body, but rather, what if Von Karma doesn't even have the information to begin with? What happened if I think of it like that?
What happens?
It happens if I think of it like that. It's possible that the body wasn't removed by the police for autopsy. It was moved and hidden by the real killer.
Mr. Edgeworth?
I've heard many dark rumors surrounding Von Karma. He's a prosecutor who forges evidence, fabricates testimonies, and makes backroom deals.
Yeah, I've heard that too, but what does that have to do with this?
I try to avoid judging others based on rumors, and I didn't let those rumors influence my opinion on Von Karma until today. It seems he is a man who would distort the truth.
Distort the truth? You don't mean forgery?
I do, and I can't allow him to get away with this.
Oh boy.
Interesting. I never thought of the possibility that the body was never found in the first place. Because that's right, the only picture that we have wasn't even...
Aren't you gonna do his line?
I will, but I was just in the middle of thought. This didn't even come from, wait, it says the body was recovered by the police. Oh, because I was like, wait, didn't this picture come from,
Bad?
No, this picture came from, was it Kate who took it? I didn't think it was the police who did it. And it's been a while. This case is a long case, so I'm starting to...
That and we've been
hazy.
in back and forth with like things like
in the past and the future.
Yeah.
I must return to the prosecutor's office for now. Not a word to that attorney.
Roger!
His name's not Roger. It's Manfred. What do you want, defense attorney? I want to know the truth that you've been hiding. Fool, are you trying to mislead the police investigation again? If you interfere with the investigation anymore, I'll be forced to reprimand you myself. Police? No. My objection is with you. What? Isn't it a prosecutor's job to ensure justice for criminals? What are you saying? I have no time to debate the job of a prosecutor with you. However, I will tell you one thing. My job is to ensure all those I prosecute are found guilty. Before the perfect proof, there can be no room for doubt. And to find that perfect proof, you would even stoop to forgery? I was wondering what you were going on about. You intend to accuse me of forgery, don't you? Yes. And it's for that reason you did not allow Detective Bad to investigate. What do you mean?
What do you mean?
From the future.
Yes.
The real reason Detective Bad was investigating was not so he could keep an eye on us. It was to hide the fact you never found the body. Whoa.
They never found the body?
You cretins, you will cease with these ludicrous accusations. We'll not tolerate any further insults. In that case, let us verify the body. If you do, we will have evidence that shows whether I'm right or not. The burden of proof falls on you, defense attorney. I have no reason to comply with your baseless conjecture.
How many times have we heard the phrase baseless conjecture?
Too many times out of his mouth. He must have noticed it too, like of bloodstains at the crime scene. So how did the blood vanish? And more importantly, where did it go? Foolishness. Why would anyone erase just the blood in the chest that contained the body? Yes, that's exactly right. If the body had been found there, the disappearing bloodstains would have no meaning at all. However, what if the body was already gone? To erase the traces of the body being there, one would have to get rid of the bloodstains as well. Why make such a fuss over those bloodstains? It seems like a trivial detail to me. Are you saying that you can show me where those bloodstains went?
Yeah.
In court, everything must be said with evidence. Isn't that right, Von Karma? In that case, I'll show you the evidence supporting my claim. Which piece of evidence shows where the blood in Miss Master Drew went?
The water.
Where was the water thing at? It was here somewhere. I thought, not the family photo.
Victim's blood.
Not the recipe book. That's right. I was looking for like a
Found
picture
in
of
the fountain water.
I was looking for a picture of the water fountain.
No.
There were traces of the victim's blood found in the fountain. Traces of Mr. Master's chocolate were also found in this very fountain. In other words, the blood was washed down the stream, which then flowed into the fountain.
I'm gonna say fountain 500 more times.
All this points to one possibility.
And the fountain.
After the body was removed, someone erased the blood stains.
In the fountain.
Gah. Von Karma, where was the body really found?
In the fountain.
If you really found the body, you should be able to answer.
Here by the fountain.
How do you know this information? How do you know the results of the water composition test on the fountain?
Sorry.
Because I allowed them to investigate. Bird, always a thorn in my side.
Well then.
From here on out, I will not allow you to associate any further with this case. It's not like you were letting me do much anyway. Von Karma, you still haven't answered my question. Or are you admitting to the fact that you didn't find the body after all? You say I never found the body? Where's your evidence? He's never going to confess. I have nothing further to say to you, Gregory Edgeworth. This matter will be decided in court. We'll see just how well your logic holds up there.
And he disappeared.
Von Karma, I know your methods are wrong. I promise without fail, I will expose the truth you've hidden.
Ooh.
And then he never did.
Hey.
Detective Dad, I'm sorry. It's because you let me investigate that. No, this was bound to happen sooner or later. This is also the first time I've been restricted in my investigation. Your theory that they never found the body sounds pretty close to the mark. That will
Ray's
make
not
clear in
doing
court. He's going crazy over there. If there's anything I can do to help, let me know. Even though I'm no longer in charge of this case. Then I'm very sorry about this. I have one more favor to ask of you.
Hey, what are you guys whispering about? I want to know too.
This will be my trump card in court. The information I've gathered up until now should be enough to prove Mr. Master's innocence. But if all else fails, I have this ready.
Your trump card?
You'll see it at the trial.
Wow, I get to be at the trial too?
Of course, you are my assistant after all.
I'll be an ace attorney too next year. Montgomery will never beat the two of us.
Right. Although I hope to clear Mr. Master's name before you become a lawyer. If Von Karma is to be my opponent, he'll want the trial ended in a day.
That's right. We have to save Master Jeff as fast as we can. After all, this is you we're talking about. I'm sure you'll beat Von Karma.
Mr. Master Jeff Chef, alone in a dark cell, arrested on false charges.
I just realized you said your name for him. Oh, seriously?
I must expose Von Karma's lies if I'm to save him.
Oh.
Story time done. Or to be continued. Maybe we do have more time in the past. I don't know.
Oh my god.
Back and forth, because I mean, that hasn't really resolved what we need to resolve from the past, most likely. But I don't know much more there could be in the past aside from the trial, where, that the things go down. And we're back in the future. Okay.
Back to the Future.
One of my favorite movies. Back to the Future 2.
It is a good.
That was one of my favorite movies as a kid. Like
the second one specifically.
That was the first movie I saw, and when I saw it, it was on TV, I think, and I liked it so much that for Christmas, my parents got me the trilogy on VHS tape.
Oh,
that's
man.
how freaking old I am, everybody.
And I'm a year older than you.
I know, but I mean, in a year, that time frame, that still matches. These is some people nowadays. What's a VCR? It's like,
when we were kids, we had VHS tapes.
Yeah.
I had so many Disney movies on VHS. It's
nothing like renting VHS tapes from Blockbuster Video back in the day.
And when you got up to the register, you're just like, "Can I get candy, please?"
Yeah, and then sometimes your parents would get mad because you didn't rewind the movie before you took it there, so they'd charge you like a $1 fee because you didn't rewind the movie. It's like, dang it!
For me, it was always the candy thing. Me and my sister, we always wanted candy. I'm like, no, you can get it at the grocery store for like half the price they have it here right now.
Oh man, if only they dropped the price of that candy, maybe they could have lasted like another year or two, man. Who knows? Who knows? Now it's become a bed and breakfast. All right, back to the game now.
Guys, so different.
I know, right? Very different. And that's all Uncle Ray knows about the IS-7 incident. So that's what happened in my father's last case. The truth of the IS-7 incident.
Okay, I gotta remember. I gotta make sure not to go like this because she has that same kind
I was literally half expecting, in my voice, I read it as young Ray's voice. And I was like, oh no, what happened?
Wait. What happened at the trial?
There we go. In the end, Montgomery defeated us.
So you couldn't prove Mr. Master's innocence?
Well, he got shot, so we got plenty of evidence to prove it. But Von Kron was even more despicable than we thought. He was a prosecutor who would do anything for his guilty verdict. That's right, and he really did use any means necessary. Because of this, the trial dragged on for about a year until it finally reached a conclusion.
Jeez.
I'll never forget that fateful day when the judgment was passed down, the 28th of December. It's April now. Well, it's been a little over 17 years. How time flies. 20th of December, 17 years ago. I was watching from the gallery that day. Back in time again.
Oh boy.
Where the trial, old man noticed that Mr. Master was acting strangely. He was at the breaking point, both mentally and physically. He wanted to be found guilty.
No, Mr. Master didn't fake a confession, did he?
Yeah, that was what Von Kron was aiming for from the start.
Jeez.
When your old man tried to expose the fact that the body had not been found, Montgomery used the power of his police cronies to quash that argument. He even went as far as to prepare a fake autopsy report. Then, they made Mr. Master give a false testimony and confess to being an accomplice. With Mr. Master's confession, the situation quickly became dire. But the old man had a trump card up his sleeve. Was that the trump card he was talking to Detective Bad about? Yeah, that trump card was to be our insurance in case Mr. Master confessed. He had asked Detective Bad to have Mr. Master's interrogation recorded.
Detective Bad wanted to know the truth too, huh?
After he was dropped from the investigation, he never stopped caring about the case. Even when he was involved with other large cases, he really was the definition of a true detective. The defense presented their recording, which proved that the confession was forced. Well, it seemed the detective in charge of the investigation and interrogation, Rip Lacer, took all the blame and was charged and dismissed. Rip Lacer, that's a hell of a name.
Yeah, it is.
Still, at the trial, your old man exposed Von Karma's corruption, and Von Karma received his first penalty from the then chief prosecutor. The only penalty in his 40 years of prosecution.
Yep.
However, Mr. Master didn't want the trial to continue any longer. And the curtains closed on the trial that day with the verdict of guilty.
Jeez.
My memory of that time is fuzzy, but I was also there watching my father's final trial. And I think his final regret became my own. Your old man wanted a retrial to prove Master's innocence, but he passed on before he could fulfill his wish after getting entangled in another case.
Yeah.
It breaks my heart even now that I didn't return home with him that day. And what's more, to blind myself from my own worthlessness. Uncle Ray put all of his hatred on you as a traitor for being Von Karma's pupil. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Don't be. It's natural you would hate me.
Yeah.
After I became a prosecutor, I was able to get Von Karma to show me the case file. Mr. Master was found guilty for the murder of Isaac Dover. That's not right. Wasn't Mr. Master found guilty of being an accomplice? But this case file says guilty of murder. There shouldn't be anything unresolved in this case as handled by Manfred Von Karma. But wait, can I take a look at that file? Look, the charges have been rewritten.
What?
What? Look at this. This is when he was found inside a desert map by the suspect. Listened to the arrest. In jail, he was diagnosed with after his own confession, he was charged as an accomplice to the murder. The charge is accomplice to murder? This is a copy of the original case file I received from the courts.
Huh.
Why would the charge be altered? This file was given to you by Von Karma, right? Maybe he just didn't want you to know the truth since you're Gregory's son. He would have wanted to avoid another retrial before the statute of limitations ran out after all. So I had come to believe back then had all been a lie. If you didn't know about it, just make sure you know it from now on. The statute of limitations is long expired, but the truth still sleeps, right here, in the fountain, behind us. They're dead. Sleeping, of sorts.
Forever.
After your old man passed away, Uncle Ray took over as Mr. Master's defense attorney. Although Von Karma also had another prosecutor take over the case. Perhaps he thought that since his opponent was a rookie, he didn't even need to turn up. In the end, the real killer was never found, and Mr. Master was found guilty.
No! Is there nothing we can do even now?
Since the killer was never found, he can't withdraw his confession. I found out after the trial that Mr. Master made a deal with Von Karma because Von Karma had threatened him. If you don't confess, Catherine Hall will be held under the same charges.
Jeez. That's terrible!
I don't think Mr. Master really thought that Kate was the killer, but to protect her, he faked a confession. Miles, on the day that Knightley boy was killed, why do you think Uncle Ray was at the prison?
I see.
You went to see Mr. Master, didn't you? I said I'd visit him every day.
Aww.
I couldn't keep that promise, but I asked Katie Pie to looking on him for me when I couldn't. Through rain or snow, she went. Every single day without fail.
Wow.
But nothing has changed, and Mr. Master still serves his punishment.
That's so sad. Isn't there anything we can do?
Well, yes. That's why I came here. Because I knew those ice sculptures would be on display here today. So, what are you going to do, Miles? I'm a prosecutor. My position is different from you and my father, Miles. But moving past my position, what I want as Miles Edgeworth is to know the truth of these two cases. It's for that reason that I am here. You really are your father's son. Well then, if that's what you decided, I'll support you all the way. Support you. Fucking support you. God damn it, Miles. I can't speak English. You understand that? Oh, I know. I'd better leave the IS-7 documents and evidence with you then. All right, here are the documents. By the way, the parts in orange are Uncle Ray's old notes.
Orange.
Thank you. So does that mean that for all the Ace Attorney games up to this point, it's all just been a retelling of all those stories by Ray, and he's just been highlighting those parts in orange as his personal notes? It's lore now, baby.
That's the. But what about when the characters talk and it's in orange in their dialogue?
It's all everything that is dialogue. That's all a story being retold by Ray over the years. And so those orange parts are his personal notes. He's like, gotta highlight that.
You and your joke theories.
That's not even a theory. That's just a full-on joke.
It's
a joke theory. It's about as realistic as half of Matt Pat's theories. Let's face it. No offense, Matt Pat. Listen. He has some good theories, but sometimes he milks things a little too much.
Maybe.
Sometimes he goes a little too far with them, just like me. I learned from the best.
I was going to say, you can't even talk.
All right.
Because you've had some serious theories out there that were way off.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome.
And now here's the IS-7 evidence. There's a lot, so make sure you look it over while you investigate. Received a lot of IS-7 evidence from Mr. Shields. A lot of IS-7 evidence.
Just dumps a whole file onto us. It's like it's like Bruce Almighty when he opens the drawer, just boom.
So we got all diamonds for here.
Yeah.
Oh God, how long do I have to solve this case? 12 minutes. Oh God. I'll check through it later.
Anyway, there's so many strange things about this case.
Indeed. Was involved in the case 18 years ago, reunited. Another incident occurs. Replicas of the statues from 18 years ago were displayed in the Winter Palace, and poison gas was released in the Autumn Palace, which had been disguised as the Winter Palace. The two chemicals in the Pisces case,
it looks so
normalium
gory.
and fatalium, I know, right? Were mixed, causing an outbreak of poison gas.
Poison gas.
The victim of the poison gas was Dane Gustavia, a person involved in the IS-7 incident. Because he was unconscious, he received treatment at the Zodiac Art Gallery's infirmary. Finally, the dead body found floating in the fountain.
It doesn't match any of the character profiles we have.
And once again, the ice sculptures have gone melted. Have gone melted.
Have gone melted.
They gone and done melted.
I think your brain was like thinking gone missing.
I think so.
But
I was trying to assume where the line was going, and it just went, nope, switch it on you. There are deep connections between the two cases. It's possible there are still some clues left from 18 years ago.
Right, let's get started. Oh, we know that.
Oh, God.
We know that.
Just 1 second. Don't tell me you've forgotten about me.
Oh, no.
Didn't I tell you that I'm the one in charge of this case?
Hello. We're back. I would just like to think that she's just so done with him, but she just has to put up a front just to keep him going because he's basically a puppet.
For real.
Prosecutor Edgeworth, if you intend to continue disrupting Sebastian's investigation, the word guilty will be added to your PIC report.
What does she mean, guilty? Please let me to assist in your investigation as before.
I like how it did the guilty sound effect and the letters go on the screen. I appreciate your proposal, but I'm afraid I must overrule it. That was fast. Even though we're short on hands to identify the victim right now, it's only a matter of time until we figure it out.
In that case, I shall take that load off your shoulders at once. Regarding the identity of the unidentified body, one person comes to mind. Really? Then tell us. Very well. It's not just the sculptures that have made a comeback from the incident 18 years ago. The body in the fountain is. There's no fucking way.
I was gonna say it looked like his hair.
It did, which is confusing me. Wait.
What?
No.
Do you think he faked his death or something?
That can be the only... If this is the case, this is 18 years in the future. His body would be a skeleton in the ground by now. If it's him...
Because his hair's longer.
It's likely the identity of the body is the victim of the murder that occurred here 18 years ago. Isaac Dover.
Eh? It's Icy's body?
Hey, who's that? I've never heard of him.
Mr. Isaac Dover, a truly great sculptor, but he was better known as Pierre Hoquet. The sculptures on display here in the museum are all his creations.
So in other words, that sculptor was the best. Somehow feel a strong kinship to him. I wonder the fuck why.
I wonder why. And he was the victim in the IS-7 incident.
She knew about the IS-7 incident?
Prosecutor Edgeworth, the IS-7 incident occurred 18 years ago. And what's more, the police reported the removal of the body.
That's what's on the record. But I wonder if that's really is the truth.
What are you saying?
The defense attorney in the IS-7 incident claimed that the body was never found. Not that the prosecution would ever admit to such a thing.
What? Whose phone's ringing? Yours?
Hello? Really?
Is something wrong, Sebastian?
No. It's just that they said they know who the victim is.
Who is it?
We might have some talking to do. It's just as that prosecutor said. It's Dover. Sir Isaac Dover.
No, it can't be.
Huh.
Well
It's
then.
like, It would seem my father's suspicions were correct. What is it, Judge Courtney?
What is it?
Have you finally realized that
What's
I'm
wrong?
much more helpful than Mr. DeBest?
Oh.
Hey, are you trying to steal the best position for yourself?
Oh my god, there he goes.
I'm doing no such thing. I just want to know the truth. And for that to happen, we need to cooperate, no?
The truth is none of your concern.
Might we mention the fact that all of a sudden a case from 18 years ago is completely falsified and someone should be let out of prison right this instant?
Yeah.
Because obviously the man that he was accused of murdering was never murdered in the first place.
Yeah.
So let him out, bitch.
Oh god.
I don't
sounds
think
like
that's
that.
true, Courtney Pie.
You again.
Uncle Ray, assistant defense attorney involved in the IS-7 incident. The one who claimed that Mr. Dover's body was never found. The prosecution denied it at the time, but now the body has been discovered here.
I swear, she's wearing a black bodysuit underneath that.
That's the way it seems to be.
Like, it is skin tight. There is no fabric hanging off of her body there.
Nope.
Like,
I dig
at
it.
all.
I dig it. I dig it. In other words, the IS-7 investigation...
It's very distracting.
It is. In other words, the IS-7 investigation was unjust. And isn't the duty of a PIC to investigate the corrupt prosecutors?
I'm just like, drawing reference.
Then, wouldn't you want
It's
to
like she covered herself up. She knew.
Yeah. Then, wouldn't you want to
Oh my
shut
God.
that fucking car up and cooperate with those who are involved in the case? Unless you have an ulterior
They
motive.
keep rooming outside.
They do. She does have an ulterior motive. I don't know what the hell she's up to, but
I don't know.
now that I think about it, Judge Courtney knew about the IS-7 incident, so it would seem she really is here because of the PIC.
Even if you're related to the incident, I don't see how Prosecutor Edgeworth is.
Hold it!
He's the son.
He is the son of the attorney in that case and a prosecutor taught by Von Karma himself.
Who was the prosecutor.
And what's more, he was in the audience at the IS-7 trial.
Boom.
I'm sure there are many points he can enlighten us on.
Very well. I will allow you to cooperate. However, your investigation must not hinder the other investigators. The Winter Palace is currently being investigated, but the Fountain Patio is open to you.
That's my Courtney Pie. Now we're talking. Yes, thanks. Hello, there. You give a hug, Uncle Ray. Hug.
Oh.
I'm gonna hug that hammer over my head, aren't I?
Overruled.
All right.
If I feel your cooperation isn't needed, I will have to ask you to leave.
Whoa. Understood. Isn't that great, Miles? Now we can start investigating. He really helped us there. That Gray did it all for himself.
Sure you did.
I did it for the hug, even though I didn't get one in the first place. Damn it. All right, let's go and investigate too. So let me know if you figure something out. Got it.
It looks like the forensics guy is on Edward's shoulders.
Yeah, a little bit. Right then.
Do I look like a parrot to you?
Okay, let's begin the investigation.
Okay, let's do this.
We still don't know where Mr. Dover's body and the Normalium were hidden.
On him.
Yeah.
It's crazy. We don't have enough information to go on.
You're right. Our first priority is the Normalium.
Well, Normalium is used in washing detergents, paints, and the like.
If I recall, it's a red liquid with a minty aroma.
Minty.
Gotta find the mint around this place.
Well then, let's get looking for that Normalium.
Begin investigation, woo! And we're gonna find that Normalium next time.
We're gonna talk to Ray, we're gonna talk to... Oh yeah, I forgot Larry's here.
What are you still doing here? Why is it... Has there always been a spill on the floor?
Why
is there a spill of gravy on the floor here? Is that you, Larry? Did you make a gravy mistake like someone I know from... well, this was not that long ago compared to that timeline, so I can't say many years ago because this has gone back prior from the last 7 games. Get out of here, Larry. Don't you touch my face with that brush. Don't you do it.
He's painting your face now. He really is.
Is this a circus to you? I don't want face paint.
He's doing a butterfly on your cheek.
Larry.
He's just like, don't mess with my concentration.
Don't mess with it, man. This is my magnum opus right here. Boom. Clown face paint.
Ray's just
it serves you right.